outro meteoro. Olha isso, vai cair no Cristo.
¿Qué coño es esto, tío?
Recently, a notable event occurred in Israel, providing a unique sense of comfort for Christians. A bright light was seen descending over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The video, reportedly recorded over the weekend, shows the light suddenly rising into the sky. Imagine this happening at the Western Wall, where prayers have echoed for centuries and faith intertwines with history. An extraordinary revelation occurred. Jesus Christ, the Archangel Michael, and a multitude of angels manifested in this spiritually charged city, where ancient and modern elements converge, and each stone tells a profound story. This is not the first time this celestial phenomenon has appeared in Jerusalem. Similar images have emerged in the sky over Israel countless times, in the years 2016, 2017, 2021, 2022, and 2023, whether by day or by night. Every year, believers in Jerusalem can see the light when Jesus and the angels descend to earth. The divine arrival of Jesus, the King of Glory, and a multitude of angels in the sky has evoked a profound sense of awe and excitement amidst the conflict. Why was Jerusalem specifically chosen as the setting for this extraordinary visitation? As we travel through the annals of time, we find a tapestry of events suggesting the divine hand guiding and protecting Israel. From miraculous victories in wars to seemingly inexplicable phenomena on the battlefield, the signs of divine intervention are unmistakable. The Six-Day War in 1967 is a remarkable example, where Israel, facing overwhelming odds, emerged victorious against all expectations, despite being outnumbered and outgunned. This triumph is seen as a testament to the divine protection granted to the nation. Beyond the battlefield, divine providence has manifested in other ways. After the conflict, reports of celestial visions over Israeli armored vehicles symbolized God's unwavering protection amid the chaos of war. The Israeli troops, filled with energy and determination, stand as a testament to the divine shield surrounding them, convincing both analysts and believers of divine intervention. In recent years, divine protection over Israel has not been limited to the pages of history. Reports of a storm cloud with dust and rain acting as a barrier between Israel and its enemies reinforce this belief. For instance, as ISIS forces advanced towards Israel's border, the storm stopped precisely at the Syrian border, unable to penetrate Israel. Many interpreted this as a modern manifestation of divine protection. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Israel's history is its resilience in the face of adversity. Despite more than 2,500 years of dispersion and persecution, from the Babylonian exile to the horrors of the Holocaust, Israel has emerged stronger and more resilient than ever. This resilience is a testament to the enduring faith and divine providence that have guided the nation throughout its history. As we reflect on Israel's history, we are reminded of the words of Scripture. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance. Psalm 33:12. Israel's history is indeed a testimony to the enduring love and protection of a faithful God who cares for his chosen people. Central to the concept of spiritual warfare is the role of angels, God's emissaries, tasked with protecting and guiding believers. Your journey through life finds special protection from the celestial warriors, chief among them being the Archangel Michael. The name Michael means "who is like God" in the biblical scriptures. Michael is portrayed as a powerful and formidable figure, leading the heavenly army in battle against the forces of darkness. One of the most striking examples of angelic intervention in modern times is the account of the Archangel Michael's appearance over Israeli armored vehicles during periods of conflict. These celestial manifestations serve as a powerful reminder of the unseen forces at work in the world, guiding and protecting those who place their trust in the Lord. However, angelic intervention is not limited to physical manifestations. In the spiritual realm, angels are engaged in a constant battle against the forces of evil, fighting to protect believers from spiritual attacks and temptation. The Apostle Paul writes that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 6:12. In the face of such formidable adversaries, it is comforting to know that we do not fight alone. Just as the Archangel Michael stood by Israel in times of conflict, he also stands by believers today, ready to defend and protect them from the enemy's schemes. As we examine the pages of Scripture, we find numerous prophecies pointing to the end times and Israel's central role in the unfolding eschatological events. One such prophecy is found in the book of Zechariah, where the prophet declares, "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem." Zechariah 12:2. This prophecy speaks of the geopolitical significance of Jerusalem in the end times and the role it will play in the final confrontation between good and evil. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty that engulf the world, Jerusalem remains a beacon, its ancient walls bearing witness to the fulfillment of ancient prophecies. The city, once again placed in the global spotlight, becomes a focal point for speculation and interpretation. For the people in the southern county of Putnam, loud noises in the sky last weekend literally shook their lives, and not in a good way. Several videos of trumpet-like sounds, along with footage of Jesus appearing in the sky over Israel months ago, have gone viral, leaving us to wonder what is happening. Imagine this. You are walking through the ancient streets of Jerusalem, the sun setting and casting a golden glow over the millennia-old stones of the city. Suddenly, a sound breaks the silence. Not just any sound, but a symphony of trumpets that seem to resonate from the heavens above. It's a sound that envelops your soul, whether you are a devout believer or someone still searching for faith. And it's not just Jerusalem. Across the globe, from the emerald skies of distant lands, this mysterious trumpet blast reverberates. It is not the familiar chimes of church bells or temple gongs, but something entirely supernatural, something that sends chills down the spine, perhaps a harbinger of events yet to come. Reports of identical occurrences have surfaced internationally, from North America to Europe and beyond. Indeed, this is a worldwide phenomenon of unprecedented scale and scope. Consider the accounts of those who witnessed these events firsthand in Israel. The ground trembles beneath our feet. In North America, residents describe a low, monotonous hum that seems to permeate the air for miles around. In Europe, similar noises have been heard, generating speculation and questions. The fear among those who witness these mysterious noises has been spreading. In places like San Francisco, people have heard sounds resembling loud trumpets playing in the sky. Videos capturing the phenomenon have proliferated on social media, sparking a global conversation about their origins and implications. The unsettling nature of the sound is matched only by the perplexing details captured in recordings. Witnesses describe the noise as akin to the blast of trumpets, evoking ancient images of celestial heralds and divine proclamations. Strange sounds were also heard in Terrace, British Columbia, yesterday morning, lasting about 10 minutes. Speculations about the cause of these sounds range from the aurora borealis to aliens, or perhaps they are just pranks. For several days, American residents have been intrigued by a strange noise they hear late at night. Some say it sounds like an explosion, a sonic boom, or random fireworks, while others describe it as loud rumbles or hums. Reports include low-frequency hums, the rumble of thunder on a clear day, and the sound of cannon fire in the middle of nowhere. No one knows for sure what they are or where they come from. Some believe it is the sound of trumpets, reminiscent of the story from the book of Revelation, which says the end of the world will be announced with the sound of 7 trumpets, each bringing a new apocalyptic event. Could this be the trumpet of judgment, a sign of the apocalypse indicating that the end times have arrived? No one knows. While these mysterious occurrences are frightening and confusing, it is important to be curious and critical in trying to understand them. Why haven't they been studied more deeply? Is it because science still cannot explain them? Or are there other reasons, such as public fear and panic? The connection to the Bible is interesting. Some people say the sounds resemble the trumpets mentioned in the book of Revelation as a sign of the apocalypse. Additionally, the story of the walls of Jericho falling after the trumpets were blown, Joshua 6, suggests a long history of seeing loud sounds from the sky as significant religious events. These examples show that the idea of the heavens emitting important sounds is deeply rooted in our cultures and beliefs. On the other hand, some people believe that the sight of things floating in the air is a sign of Jesus coming to earth for future events. What does this mean? Are these just peculiarities of nature, or could there be a deeper divine message encoded in these celestial phenomena? Today we are embarking on a journey that bridges the gap between the heavens and the earth, discussing any signs we are exploring. The signs predicted in the Bible have as their backdrop our modern world events. As mentioned earlier, the trumpets of judgment appear not just once, but 7 times. The number 7 tends to represent something being completed or whole, as with God's creation, which was completed on the 7th day. The number 7 also represents divine perfection, and in the Bible, 7 appears far more frequently than most other numbers. God creates the world in 7 days, including the day of rest, Genesis 1. In fact, the number 7 appears more than 700 times throughout the Bible. Jacob works 7 years for Laban before marrying his daughter, Genesis 29. We also see the number 7 repeatedly in Revelation, in terms of trumpets, seals, and more. Often, we see the number 7 in reference to the sacred works of God. God creates the earth in 7 days, Genesis 1. He commands the Israelites to make the 7th day of the week, the Sabbath, a holy day without work activities, Exodus 28-11. 7 trumpets are blown by 7 angels, symbolizing the end times and divine judgment as described in Revelation. When the first angel blows his trumpet, hail and fire mixed with blood are hurled down from the sky, burning 1/3 of the trees and all the green grass. The subsequent trumpets bring additional destruction and plagues upon the earth. But who will hear these loud sounds? John certainly heard the trumpets when Christ revealed the vision to him, but there is no clear indication that the masses of humanity on earth at that time will hear the sound of these trumpets. Nowadays, almost all Americans have reported hearing strange sounds. Does this mean that God is showing a sign for everyone to hear now? The important question is, who recognizes these sounds as real signs? The events associated with these trumpets are of tremendous importance to all of humanity, and God has informed us in advance so that we can choose the right side of history before these events occur. Could it be God's wrath manifested through the sound of the trumpets? The recent eruption in the Tonga Islands is similar to the images found in the Book of Revelation. The Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai volcano in the South Pacific Ocean generated shockwaves, resulting in exceptionally high waves that reached as far as the Caribbean. The last of the 3 explosions generated as much energy as 15 megatons of TNT, making it hundreds of times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. Holy, holy. In 2019, thrill seekers, wearing yellow helmets, ran for their lives. The eruption of the Hunga Tonga volcanic complex serves as a poignant reminder of humanity's vulnerability in the face of nature's wrath and God's sovereignty over creation. People panic when confronted with events of such astronomical proportions. Is this just a natural phenomenon, or is it a message that God is trying to convey to us? Could it be a sign when the first trumpet sounds? In Isaiah 33 verse 12, it is stated that the peoples will be burned to ashes, like cut thorn bushes that are set on fire. It is possible that humanity will face even more deadly disasters. The prophecy of Isaiah and the warning of Peter suggest imminent disasters. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD buried Pompeii, revealing its advanced culture, but also its moral decay. The prosperity of the city was overshadowed by its rampant prostitution and moral decline, which led to its destruction. Do you see any connection here? Could it be that people's disobedience led to God's wrath and judgment? Although Pompeii experienced destruction akin to an end-of-times scenario, the ease with which modern technology allows the addition of such effects leaves room for doubt and speculation. Amidst fervent debates and divided opinions, believers are reminded to seek discernment and wisdom in the pursuit of truth, whether in the genuine manifestation of divine glory or in skillfully crafted illusions. We approach the discussion with humility and an unwavering commitment to seek the truth, for in the quest for understanding, we draw closer to the mysteries of God's creation and the unfathomable depths of His divine plan. Amidst the turbulent debates about the authenticity of these videos, the division between believers and skeptics deepens, but as followers of Christ, we are called to seek the truth with discernment and wisdom, anchoring our beliefs in the light of God's Word. In the quest for understanding, it is essential to examine the evidence with a critical eye, just as the Bereans did in Acts 17 verse 11, diligently searching the scriptures to test the validity of the claims while meticulously examining current events. Alleged images of extraterrestrial visitation over the sacred dome of the rock lead us to seek discernment through biblical principles. The Apostle Paul reminds us in 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 21 to test everything and hold on to what is good, exhorting us to weigh every claim against God's truth. Upon closer inspection, discrepancies arise. The supposed spacecraft appears tiny compared to the grandeur of the dome, raising doubts about its otherworldly origins. Consulting the wisdom of experts like Robert Schaeffer, who have dedicated their lives to investigating phenomena beyond our understanding, we find clarity amidst speculation. And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them, Revelation 8, verse 2. These trumpets, when sounded, unleash a series of divine interventions. Hail and fire mixed with blood, a burning mountain thrown into the sea, stars falling from the sky to the earth, and more. Each trumpet blast is a marker, a celestial signpost pointing to the inevitable conclusion of the world as we know it. Following this cosmic upheaval, a poignant warning is sounded by an eagle flying through the heavens, heralding the impending woes accompanying the next three trumpets. The fifth, sixth, and seventh trumpets are labeled as the three woes. These subsequent events, as described in the book of Revelation, signify intensified tribulations. The fifth trumpet announces the beginning of the first woe, releasing demonic locusts to torment those not protected by God's grace. Their emergence, triggered by a fallen star given access to the abyss, inflicts excruciating pain for 5 months upon humanity. As the tapestry of divine judgment unfolds, the imperative question arises: how can one escape God's wrath? The answer lies solely in Christ Jesus, trusting exclusively in his righteousness and sacrificial atonement on the cross. In the end times, the timeless truths encapsulated in Isaiah 65 further illuminate the path of judgment and salvation, highlighting the divine invitation extended to all, regardless of their past transgressions or misguided pursuits. Yet, as humanity grapples with the revelation of divine justice, the echoes of skepticism persist, challenging the steadfastness of faith and the unchanging character of God through the ages. Through the annals of time, the unshakable essence of the divine remains a constant force that transcends eras and guides humanity's journey. The year 2024, with its symphony of inexplicable sounds, stirs fervor among those who view these events through the lens of biblical prophecy. The sounds from the sky, like a trumpet, resonate for some ears with the warnings of Revelation. Could these be the same sounds foretold millennia ago, now manifesting to signal the approach of the end times? This question stirs the soul of the faithful and fuels a broader contemplation of our place in the cosmic timeline. Considering the context of these prophecies, the biblical authors, inspired by divine revelation, encapsulated a message not only for their time, but for the entire future of humanity. Fast forwarding to the present, the vivid descriptions of celestial trumpets find a mirror in the mysterious sounds reported globally. For many, this alignment is too compelling to dismiss as mere coincidence. Under this light, the phenomena of 2024 become not just a subject for scientific scrutiny, but a canvas for theological interpretation. Churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples around the world are buzzing with discussions and sermons that interpret these sounds as divine messages, calling for reflection, repentance, and preparation. Social media platforms are flooded with clips of the sounds, amplifying the global conversation. Overlaid with verses from the Apocalypse, these events are viewed and shared by millions of people seeking understanding or offering their interpretations. Amid this spiritual awakening, a critical mind might ponder over the Bible, especially the book of Revelation, which uses rich, symbolic language to convey transcendent truths. Therefore, the trumpets could be symbolic of broader spiritual or moral calls to humanity, rather than auditory phenomena that need to be recorded and analyzed. Theologians remind us that the apocalypse, as foretold in Christian eschatology, is not just about destruction, but also about purification and renewal. The end times bring not only the end of the world, but the inauguration of a new divine kingdom. In this context, the sounds from the sky in 2024 could be interpreted not as warnings of imminent destruction, but as reminders of humanity's ongoing spiritual journey, a call to awaken to deeper truths and values. As we delve into biblical perspectives on these mysterious sounds, we find the intersection of faith and reality, ancient prophecy, and contemporary phenomenon. The ensuing discussions are rich in passion and diversity, reflecting the myriad ways in which humans seek to understand the mysteries of existence. In churches and homes, whether in silent contemplation or animated debate, the sounds of 2024 evoke a collective introspection about what it means to live in a world where the divine and the earthly are intertwined. Ancient texts echo in today's events, urging us to look beyond the surface, to seek the spiritual meaning woven into the fabric of our daily lives. As we navigate the rich tapestry of biblical prophecy and the mysterious symphonies of the sky, we find ourselves anchored by the echoes of history. These auditory phenomena resonating through the annals of time are not mere curiosities. They have been interpreted as divine communication that guides, warns, and sometimes chastises humanity. Let us return to ancient times where history and prophecy intertwine. Consider the walls of Jericho that crumbled at the sound of trumpets, as narrated in the book of Joshua. This event, beyond its historical context, has been a metaphor for divine intervention and the power of faith. It suggests that our planet may be speaking in a language of pressure and release. Technological and man-made sources also enter the arena of explanations. The proliferation of drones, for example, has introduced new sounds into our environment, with their propellers cutting through the air with a hum that can confuse and alarm. Industrial activities also have their auditory signatures. Explosions from machinery and mining or tests of experimental aircraft can generate sounds that, under the right conditions, become part of the global mystery. Tests of aircraft with sonic weapons capable of breaking the sound barrier, or even the launch and re-entry of spacecraft, can produce sounds that spread across communities, leaving a trail of speculation and fear. In certain cases, these activities are confirmed sources of sounds that reveal the overlap between human endeavor and natural phenomena in creating the soundtrack of our lives. Among the more benign scientific theories are those related to biological sources. Animal mating calls, particularly those of marine life, can create sounds that, when carried and amplified by water and air, confuse those who hear them. The song of the blue whale, for instance, is not only one of the loudest sounds produced by any animal, but can also be heard over great distances, creating an impressive and mysterious impact for those who witness it. These sounds travel hundreds of miles underwater, potentially emerging as an eerie melody to an unsuspecting listener above the surface. Despite all the explanations offered, many of these sounds remain unclassified, uncategorized, and entirely unexplained by current scientific understanding. They serve as a reminder of the limits of our knowledge, an invitation to marvel and continue the quest for understanding. The work of scientists around the world, employing the latest in technology and theory, continues undeterred. Each scientist seeks to discover a piece of the puzzle to translate the language of the sky into terms we can understand. In 2024, as reports of these sounds proliferate, efforts to understand them also increase. Collaborations among atmospheric scientists, geologists, biologists, and technologists paint the picture of a world alive with noises, a planet that communicates in sighs, roars, and melodies. And while we may come close to understanding the sources of some sounds, others remain challengingly mysterious, echoing in our skies, in our communities, and in our minds. The exploration of these sounds is more than an academic quest. It is a journey to the heart of mystery itself, a journey that asks us to listen, learn, and marvel at the complex symphony of our world. The sounds of mystery call us to explore, question, and ultimately connect more deeply with the natural and man-made world around us. As we advance in our understanding, we find not only answers but also new questions, new mysteries to explore. The conversation between earth and sky is ongoing, and we, the curious inhabitants of this planet, continue to listen, ever hopeful of deciphering the message as we navigate the echoing halls of scientific exploration. Another narrative emerges, whispering from ancient texts and casting the shadow of prophecy on our modern understanding. This narrative is not based on the tangible, the seismic, or the atmospheric, but on the realm of the spiritual, the divine. The Bible, a cornerstone of faith for billions, speaks of signs and the importance of celestial announcements, heralding the climax of human history, the apocalypse. At the heart of this prophetic vision is the Book of Revelation, a biblical enigma that has fascinated and confounded theologians and believers for centuries. Here, amid visions of beasts and judgments, are the trumpets, numbering 7, each a harbinger of cataclysms meant to precede the end times. I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. Revelation 8:2. These trumpets, when sounded, unleash a series of divine interventions. Hail and fire mixed with blood, a burning mountain thrown into the sea, stars falling from the sky to earth, and more. Each trumpet blast is a marker, a celestial signpost pointing to the inevitable conclusion of the world as we know it. Of the numbers we see in the Bible, 7 seems to appear far more frequently than most others. God creates the world in 7 days if we include the day of rest, Genesis 1. In fact, we see 7 appear more than 700 times throughout the Bible. Jacob works 7 years for Laban before marrying his daughter, Genesis 29. We also cannot escape the number 7 in Revelation in terms of trumpets, seals, and more. Often we see the number 7 in reference to God's holy works. God creates the earth in 7 days, Genesis 1. He commands the Israelites to make the seventh day of the week, the Sabbath, a holy day, with no work activity, Exodus 20-11. So, when someone advocates for the Sabbath, they uphold or fulfill a divine commandment. In Revelation, we have several series of punishments pouring out God's wrath on earth throughout the Revelation. We see a pattern of sevens in terms of God's judgment. The seventh seal reveals the judgments of the seven trumpets, bringing destruction with hail and fire. These seals, as described in the Holy Scriptures, foretell a sequence of apocalyptic cataclysms, serving as heralds of Christ's imminent return and the dawn of the eschaton unfolding in the pages of Revelation, from chapters 5 through 8. The prophecy of the seven seals emerges from the visionary experiences of John the Apostle during his exile on the desolate island of Patmos. Within this celestial vision, it becomes clear that no mortal or heavenly being possesses the authority or righteousness needed to break the seals and unveil the scroll's mysteries, not even the most devoted servants of the Almighty. The weight of this understanding burdens John's soul, evoking profound sorrow as he grapples with the uncertainty of whether anyone is capable of decoding the prophetic revelations contained in the sealed scroll. However, amidst John's despair, a revelation emerges. An elder, a wise herald of hope, appears to alleviate John's distress, revealing the presence of someone worthy to break the seals and unroll the scroll, the lineage of the tribe of Judah, the root of David. This enigmatic figure, celebrated for his lineage and divine authority, embodies the power to unravel the mysterious contents of the scrolls. For many, this figure unequivocally represents Jesus Christ, the incarnate Son of God. The theological interpretations vary among different branches of Christianity, with some identifying the bearer of the scrolls as God himself. When he opened the sixth seal, there was a great earthquake. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of goat hair, the whole moon turned blood red, and the stars in the sky fell to earth as figs drop from a fig tree when shaken by a strong wind. The heavens receded like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was removed from its place. Revelation 6:12-14. The cosmic signs begin at the sixth seal, as Jesus said in the Gospels of Matthew and Mark. Note that all those who rejected the gospel begin to seek underground caves to hide. But from whom are they hiding? Then the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, the mighty, and everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. They called to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it?" Revelation 6:15-17. God's enemies recognize that at the sixth seal, God's wrath, the day of the Lord, is beginning. This does not start years before, as pre-tribulation teachers would have us believe. The Word of God says it begins at this point, right after the rapture of the saints, mentioned next in chapter 7 of the book of Revelation. I have always wondered how the stars in the sky could fall to earth. But then I came across the prophecy of Isaiah, which I believe is related to what is happening right now. Isaiah, under the inspiration of the Spirit, said, "The earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. The earth is violently shaken. The earth reels like a drunkard. It sways like a hut in the wind. So heavy upon it is the guilt of its rebellion that it falls, never to rise again. In that day the Lord will punish the powers in the heavens above and the kings on the earth below. They will be herded together like prisoners bound in a dungeon. They will be shut up in prison and be punished after many days. The moon will be dismayed, the sun ashamed, for the Lord Almighty will reign on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before its elders with great glory." Isaiah 24:19-23. What a dreadful vision and feeling. Matthew writes in accordance with the book of Revelation, where Christ mentions celestial signs that will occur after a period of distress, when he will send his angels to gather his chosen ones. During this distress, the sun will darken, the moon will not give its light, the stars will fall, and celestial bodies will be shaken. At that time, the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and all the nations will mourn as they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds with power and great glory, while the angels are sent with a trumpet to gather the chosen from all parts of the earth. Matthew 24:29-31. These events seem to echo the recent total solar eclipse on April 8th, which darkened all light for a brief moment. Additionally, there is reference to other celestial signs, such as those associated with the opening of the sixth seal. According to Jesus' instructions to the disciples, angels are sent to gather God's chosen. The book of Revelation specifically mentions 144,000 sealed individuals representing all the tribes of Israel, indicating that both Jews and Gentiles will be part of the chosen group. It is not clear if this number is literal or symbolic, but it suggests that God has not forgotten his Jewish people and will fulfill his promises to them. The idea that these 144,000 Jews are evangelists sent to the world to evangelize may be challenging, considering the logistical difficulties involved, especially during a period of persecution by the Antichrist. However, it is emphasized that these people will not have the mark of the beast, which would allow their mobility. The text also mentions a great multitude from all nations and tribes, dressed in white, before the throne and the Lamb, worshiping God. Exploring the idea of a pre-tribulation rapture raises questions about the entry of new believers during the 7-year period. Scriptures indicate that there will be no second chance after the door of salvation is closed. If there were two groups of believers, one raptured before and one during the tribulation, that would contradict the notion of a single opportunity for salvation. Christians welcoming those who arrive in heaven after enduring the Great Tribulation are described in Revelation 7:9-14. The text highlights the presence of angels, elders, and the 4 living creatures around the throne alongside God, but does not mention the presence of believers who were raptured before the tribulation. This is not just a casual observation, but a point that raises significant questions deserving of our reflection. These events transcend religious barriers, sparking discussions and debates among different beliefs. For believers, they represent a visible manifestation of biblical prophecies, a call to fidelity and vigilance. For skeptics, they are phenomena that defy conventional explanations, inviting investigation and exploration. For all, they are reminders of the mystery surrounding our existence, urging us to question, seek, and perhaps believe. These signs remind us that the Bible not only warns, but also offers hope for a future where faith triumphs over fear and love conquers despair. Revelation 1:7 describes Jesus coming with the clouds, visible to all, bringing lamentation even from those who rejected him. Amidst uncertainty, this promise remains as a beacon of light, guiding us through the storms of our times. Faced with these signs, we should approach them with open minds and hearts, ready to engage with the mysteries they present and seek to understand their role in the grand divine tapestry. In doing so, we acknowledge our place in a larger story of redemption, hope, and love that leads the universe to its ultimate fulfillment in Jerusalem. The text continues describing an extraordinary event in Jerusalem, where the atmosphere seems to tremble with the sound of otherworldly trumpets, indicating the presence of Jesus Christ observing the city from the heavens. Witnesses share experiences of a figure of light and strength, creating a global network of reports about this inexplicable phenomenon. These events challenge scientific explanations and provoke theological debates about their nature. With the increasing interest in the Messiah among the Jewish people in Israel, some see these signs as fulfilling biblical prophecies about the second coming of Christ. The presence of these signs and the echoing trumpets remind us of the imminence of this event. Revelation has been a text of great interest and mystery over the centuries, especially for its symbolic use of trumpets. In Revelation, the trumpets are not merely musical instruments, but celestial signs announcing events of great cosmic significance. Chapter 8 mentions 7 angels receiving 7 trumpets, marking the beginning of divine interventions on earth. Each trumpet blast unleashes God's will, from natural disasters to the downfall of empires. The first 4 trumpets bring natural calamities that highlight humanity's fragility and the Creator's power over creation. The final 3 trumpets, known as the woes, represent spiritual awakenings and spiritual consequences. They bring torment to those not sealed by God, symbolizing a divine message of justice and redemption. Even in the face of devastation, the central message is not one of despair, but of hope and redemption. The sound of the trumpets represents each believer's spiritual journey, reminding them of the transient nature of the world and the eternal reality beyond it. For Christians, the trumpets of Revelation are not just theological symbols, but a living part of their faith, reminding them of the covenant between God and humanity and the promise of a new creation. Exploring the meaning of the trumpets in Revelation is more than an intellectual activity. It is an opportunity for believers to actively engage with their faith and their relationship with the divine. The trumpets challenge us to reflect on our own lives and to live according to God's will as we await the return of Christ. Revelation is not just an account of the end, but also of a new beginning, inviting us to witness the renewal of all things under the rule of Christ. the mysterious sounds echoing throughout the world, from the ancient streets of Jerusalem to the remotest corners of continents, are connected to the trumpets described in the book of Revelation. Among them, the sound of the sixth trumpet stands out, announcing not only turbulence but also the appearance of an angel, a moment of profound significance resonating in faith and prophecy. The sixth trumpet, as described in Revelation 9:13-21, marks a crucial point in the narrative of the end times, unleashing an army that kills a third of humanity. This serves as a stark reminder of the potential for chaos and destruction resulting from human choices, while the appearance of the angel suggests divine intervention and the interaction between celestial beings and the fate of the world. The mysterious sounds, especially linked to the sixth trumpet, raise crucial questions about our responsibility as stewards of the earth and each other, and whether we are prepared for the consequences of our collective choices. They reflect our deepest fears and hopes, reminding us of the delicate balance between order and chaos, and inviting us to consider our role in a larger narrative. This connection between the mysterious sounds and the prophetic trumpet is not just a curiosity, but a bridge between the ancient and the contemporary, the spiritual and the physical. It reminds us that the themes explored in Revelation, redemption, the conflict between good and evil, are alive in our current reality, inviting us to listen not only with our ears but with our hearts. By exploring the meaning of the sixth trumpet in relation to the sounds heard around the world, we are invited on a journey of introspection and discovery, awakening to the interconnectedness of all things and recognizing the signs that surround us. This exploration challenges us to balance fear of turbulence with hope and divine guidance, reminding us that even amidst chaos, there is a presence, a purpose, and a path toward redemption. Human history is permeated with spiritual narratives that challenge us to reflect and respond with courage and faith. As the mysterious sounds echo around the world, from the ancient streets of Jerusalem to the remotest corners of the earth, scholars and theologians are dedicated to understanding these celestial phenomena, seeking to decipher their potential prophetic implications. Dr. Elijah Peterson, a renowned theologian, suggests that these sounds could be the trumpets of Revelation coming to life, considering them as divine signs prompting humanity to awaken. On the other hand, Professor Lydia Morris warns against literal interpretations, highlighting the symbolism present in the book of Revelation, which challenges us to reflect on our actions and their impact on the world. Meanwhile, Brother Miguel, a monk interested in mysticism, sees the sounds as a call to deeper spirituality in times of turbulence. He believes that these events are invitations to seek comfort and guidance beyond the material. Despite diverse interpretations, there is a consensus on the transformative potential of these events, which raise crucial questions about human progress, stewardship of the earth, and the moral values that guide societies. For many believers, these phenomena reinforce belief in a living prophecy, evidencing the presence and power of the divine in the world. The connection of these global events with Jerusalem, a city symbolizing the divine and the eternal, lies not only in the similarity of the sounds, but in their spiritual and apocalyptic significance. Jerusalem, revered by multiple religions, becomes a powerful symbol when these sounds echo over it, sparking a quest for the mysteries of faith and prophecy. These phenomena, occurring in diverse locations around the world, leave a profound impact on those who witness them, generating emotional and spiritual upheaval. People report a sense of imminence and the perception that these events are not mere anomalies of nature, but signs of something greater that transcends human understanding. The phenomenon of mysterious sounds has sparked a global discussion, uniting the spiritual and the scientific. While some seek answers in the heavens, others explore ancient texts for parallels with biblical descriptions of the end times, especially in the book of Revelation. The sounds resembling the trumpets described in that book are seen as a call to attention to the transient nature of the world and the eternal dimension beyond. These phenomena have been reported throughout history, from medieval chronicles to indigenous oral traditions, but the current digital age allows for unprecedented sharing of experiences, bringing people together in a collective quest for understanding. The sounds resonate worldwide, inviting reflection on the connection between the divine and the earthly, between prophecy and reality, and suggesting the possibility that we are living in a time of unfolding prophecy. In this exploration, we stand on the brink of understanding, probing the unknown with a mixture of fear, wonder, and anticipation. The global occurrence of these sounds, linked to the ancient city of Jerusalem, opens a door to a dialogue that transcends the boundaries of science, faith, and philosophy. Despite the various scientific theories, a definitive explanation remains indescribable, leaving more questions than answers in its wake. On the other end of the spectrum, there are speculative theories suggesting a fusion between science and the metaphysical, even including the possibility of extraterrestrial communication. These sounds challenge human understanding, fueling imagination and sparking an incessant quest for answers. The cosmic void is explored by some as potential interdimensional rifts, where sounds from parallel universes may echo into our own. Others see in these phenomena a divine intervention, interpreting the sounds as trumpets heralding the revelation of the end times, as foretold in sacred texts. These perspectives challenge our modern understanding of the world, suggesting the existence of dimensions beyond the reach of science. Despite the various theories, the phenomenon of mysterious sounds defies any attempt at categorization. Each occurrence, carefully documented, adds to a growing database of incidents from around the world. What makes these sounds especially disconcerting is their inconsistency, appearing without warning and in diverse locations under varied atmospheric conditions, challenging scientists to find discernible patterns. As we find ourselves at the crossroads of the known and the unknown, we are reminded of the vastness of mysteries that the world still holds. Mysterious sounds challenge us to expand our understanding and acknowledge the existence of things that may be beyond human comprehension. In the quest for answers, we are led to explore the unfathomable, opening new horizons of understanding. As we engage with these prophesied events and signs, we are invited to witness the unfolding of history consciously and deliberately, not as mere spectators, but as active participants in a larger narrative. These signs remind us of the enduring relevance of ancient prophecies, offering a lens through which we can understand the challenges and opportunities of our era. We are piecing together a mosaic of the human experience, reflecting our fears, aspirations, struggles, and triumphs. Our joint search for meaning in a rapidly transforming world, where the line between the tangible and the transcendent becomes increasingly blurred, is profoundly impacted by the mysterious sounds heard around the world, echoing through the skies of Jerusalem. These phenomena, laden with apocalyptic imagery and biblical prophecies, have triggered a complex range of psychological and spiritual reactions among individuals and communities, especially those of the Christian faith. For many, the initial reaction is one of awe and wonder, reminding us of the vastness of the universe and the mysteries beyond our understanding. However, this awe often gives way to introspection, and for some, discomfort. The sounds, with their resemblance to the trumpet of the Book of Revelation, lead to a profound spiritual examination of people's lives and souls. Communities also come together in the shared quest for meaning, exploring the potential implications of these signs for the faithful. There is a sense of solidarity in the search for understanding, a mutual recognition that these events may herald a crucial moment in the divine plan. Beyond admiration and speculation, these phenomena also serve as a call to action, encouraging deep spiritual renewal and a stronger commitment to Christian values and service to those in need. However, the impact of these events is complex and multifaceted. For some, they offer hope and comfort, reinforcing belief in a higher power active in the world. For others, especially those struggling with doubt or despair, the idea of living in prophesied times can be deeply unsettling. Mental health professionals within religious communities observe an increase in discussions about end times-related anxiety, underscoring the importance of guidance and spiritual care provided by the church and spiritual leaders. In this context, the role of the church and spiritual leaders is crucial, guiding their congregations through the turbulence of fear and uncertainty towards peace and resilience. They address the psychological issues and spiritual needs of their communities, offering a balanced perspective that emphasizes readiness in faith without succumbing to panic or despair. As the world faces these phenomena, the Christian community finds itself at the intersection of prophecy and practice, responding not only with a reassessment of faith, but also with a movement towards compassionate service and deeper spirituality. Faith provides a framework for understanding and responding to these signs of the times. This framework balances the expectation of God's ultimate plan with the call to live out the values of the kingdom here and now. It is an invitation to witness, serve, and love, even as the echoes of the unknown resonate in the skies above. As we explore the impact of these celestial phenomena, we realize that our response, both psychological and spiritual, is a testimony to the resilience and depth of the human spirit in the face of the unknown. We find strength in our faith, comfort in our communities, and hope in the promise of divine guidance. In a time when the whispers of creation pierce through the veil of the mundane, we stand at a crucial crossroads in the human and spiritual journey. The celestial sounds echoing from Jerusalem to the farthest corners of the world invite us to pause, listen, and deeply reflect on our faith and the collective path humanity treads. These phenomena, laden with prophecy and mystery, are not harbingers of fear, but divine invitations to introspection and spiritual renewal. For Christians, these moments of celestial wonder provoke deep reflection on our place in the grand narrative of existence, encouraging us to live out our faith authentically. This moment in history, where the divine seems to whisper directly into our hearts, demands deep personal reflection on our spiritual journey and our role as stewards of this earth. It is an opportunity to reignite the flame of our spiritual passion, to seek closer communion with God, and to reaffirm our dedication to the principles of compassion, justice, and mercy. As we reflect on these celestial signs, we are invited to look to the future not as a foregone conclusion, but as a horizon of hope, where our collective spiritual journey can lead to deeper union, greater love, and renewed purpose. This is a call for every believer to look inward and beyond, to see in the mysteries of our time a continuous revelation of the light cast upon our path. It is a divine invitation to deepen our faith and contribute to humanity's spiritual journey. This is a moment to question how we can live more fully in the light of Christ, how we can be beacons of hope and love in a world thirsty for meaning. As we navigate the complexities and challenges of our era, let us allow the signs of the times to be not just points of reflection, but impulses on our path towards spiritual maturity. Let us move forward with courage, faith, and a commitment to embody the values of the gospel in all areas of our lives.